Total or near total biomass use. Traditional best practices. Welcome. In this video, we are going to explore a powerful approach to sustainability that builds on wisdom of those who have lived in harmony with the earth for centuries. Let me ask you, how would you use every part of a plant, animal, or tree to meet your community needs without waste, without depleting resources? It might sound challenging, but for many communities around the world, this is how they've lived for generations. Traditional knowledge is the accumulated wisdom passed down through generations, shaped by close ties to a specific place and ecosystem. It's knowledge that's rooted in understanding, respecting, and managing natural resources in a way that sustains both the people and the land. These practices encourage conservation, sustainable use, and continuity with a strong sense that what we do today impacts tomorrow. But here's a question. In a world that is rapidly changing, facing climate change, biodiversity loss, and resource depletion, can these age-old practices teach us something vital? Can we learn from them to create livelihoods that are sustainable, resilient, and respectful of nature? Let's look at 3 communities using traditional practices to sustain the ecosystem and build resilience. Each practice reveals a unique relationship between people and nature, showing us the balance needed for total or near total biomass use. Imagine what it would mean if at all the resources of a plant or animal could be used with no waste. In Nepal, bamboo isn't just a plant. It's a cornerstone of community life. Villagers use bamboos for everything, from cooking, building homes, creating baskets, and even as fodder for animals. This way, the entire bamboo plant is used, adding value to every part, from the shoots to the stalks. What's remarkable is how bamboo, as a rapidly growing and renewable resource, supports sustainable livelihoods while conserving local forests. Here's a question to think about. In your own community, are there resources that could be used in new ways to reduce waste and create income? Imagine every piece of a single crop could serve a purpose, just like bamboo does for these communities. Now let's visit Bangladesh, where village-managed forests, called common forests, are both a resource and a way of life. These forests provide fuel, herbs, roots, fruits, and leaves that sustain village life. The community manages and conserves the forest as common property, passing down the knowledge of what to use and what to preserve. It's an elegant model of shared stewardship, where sustainability is maintained through shared responsibility. Think about it. Could shared management of local resources improve the way communities access essential goods while protecting biodiversity? How might this model work in your own area, where conservation is often a shared responsibility? Across the Pacific Islands, communities are blending traditional practices with climate-smart techniques to protect their delicate coastal ecosystems. From planting salt-tolerant crops and revegetating coastlines with native plants to managing marine protected areas. These practices help fight the impacts of rising sea levels, pollution, and overfishing. Traditional wells and water management systems are also being revitalized to secure fresh water. Here's another question. How can combining traditional wisdom with modern science help communities protect the resources they rely on? How could this integrated approach inspire solutions in other vulnerable areas? So, what is total biomass use? Imagine if every part of a harvested crop, every tree clipping, every scrap of waste could be converted into something useful. Total biomass use is the practice of minimizing waste and maximizing the value of each resource by converting it into fuel, fodder, or even compost to enrich the soil. Think of it as honoring each resource by using it fully. Traditional knowledge is foundational for total biomass use. For instance, in many farming communities, crop residues left in the fields after harvesting aren't considered waste. They are returned to the soil as organic matter. Livestock waste is similarly valued as natural fertilizer. These practices demonstrate a respect for the cycle of nature, where everything has a purpose and nothing is wasted. Could these practices, which conserve natural resources and reduce dependency on costly inputs, be scaled or adapted to modern agriculture? How might integrating traditional and modern methods improve both productivity and sustainability? Total biomass use offers profound benefits. It reduces waste, supports sustainable livelihoods, and conserves natural resources. But it requires a supportive ecosystem. Knowledge sharing, access to the right tools and technologies, and community involvement are essential to making it work. This is why some traditional communities are so successful. They already have the social frameworks in place and work collectively. Imagine if we could bring these elements together: knowledge, technology, and community. Could this approach solve some of the most pressing environmental challenges and create a more resilient future? As we wrap up, remember that the link between human habitats and natural resources isn't new. For centuries, traditional practices have demonstrated the power of total biomass use, a sustainable, effective approach that respects environment while meeting human needs. The question is, how will we honor this wisdom, innovate upon it, and use it to create a more sustainable, resilient world? Thank you for joining us on this journey. As you reflect on your own community, consider the resources you might be overlooking, the knowledge you could revive, and the ways you could use every part of what nature offers. Because in the end, sustainability starts with using what we have wisely, fully, and respectively. This publication was made possible through the funding provided by Global Affairs Canada under the Empowering Women and Girls project. The Commonwealth of Learning wishes to thank the contributors to this video: Kuntal D., Sandy Hirtz, Francis Ferreira, Cyrus Kiduva, and Collins Omondi.